Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another episode of OKEx Talk Show, brought to you by OKEx Africa. OKEx is a cryptocurrency uh, exchange platform. So today we're going to be talking about blockchain and cryptocurrency in the music industry, an amazing topic that we've been waiting to hear a lot of artists over here in Africa and around the globe who are looking for how to leverage blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. This is an opportunity for that. We have our amazing guest who is going to be explaining everything in details for us. I'm your anchor for this show, Liu Chamoheri. So I know our host is not here, but we'll carry on in the person of Paul Ezaflukwe, who is the OKEx team lead in Nigeria. So not wasting much of our time, let me make welcome our guest for today.
Christina Lewenstrom is a unique and special personality who happens to be the founder of Zeptagram. This pretty lady is from Liberia but moved to Sweden at the age of 9 with her mother who married a Swede. Meanwhile, Zeptagram is a blockchain-based trading platform where music IP right owners can tokenize their assets. Remember, when music creates value, funds will be shared among NFT holders. Its mission is to provide a blockchain-based trading platform for music rights owners. Zeptagram offers composers and IP owners a fair and transparent platform where they can easily and quickly monetize new or existing songs. It also helps to create a new marketplace for NFTs where fans, right buyers, and brands can partner with artists on a song-by-song. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the founder of Zeptagram, Christina Lewenstrom, to OKEx Talks tonight.
You're welcome, Christina, to OKEx Talks.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
Nice introduction.
Thank you very much. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm fine. We've been having a very hectic time with Zeptagram since we are on our way to a crypto exchange, and there's a lot of work with that, but I'm fine.
Oh, nice to hear that. Thank you very much once again for joining us on the show. So you've heard it. You can follow OKEx on their social media handles. So if you are just joining us and you want to know more about OKEx, cryptocurrency exchange, follow them on Twitter and on Telegram at OKEx Africa. So we'll go for a short break. When we return, we'll dive into the show proper. We'll be right back.
Kaka. I'm the founder of InCrypto. I'm a cryptocurrency trader, blockchain consultant, and I'm one of the OKEx partners in Nigeria. I've been using OKEx since 2018. My experience of using OKEx has been fantastic. The platform is safe and secure for traders. The user interface is really clean. There were so many challenges that I was having with other exchanges that are not found in OKEx. OKEx is one of those platforms where you can trade with peace of mind. Take for example the trading volume. OKEx trading volume is really legit. Their listing criteria must be really good because you won't find those shit coins, that are just out there to scam you. I would recommend OKEx to other people because of the security of the exchange. OKEx is one of those exchanges that has never been hacked.
Welcome back to the show. In case you're just joining us, it's OKEx Talk Show, brought to you by OKEx Cryptocurrency Exchange, a beautiful program we are about cryptocurrency, blockchain, how you can be able to leverage it to creating innovation and wealth. So today we are talking about blockchain and cryptocurrency in the music industry. So a lot of people are asking questions about this, NFT and the rest of that. But today we have a guest, Christina, who is the founder of Zeptagram, who will be joining us She's here with us to talk about this amazing topic. So let me get to you, Christina. How, you know, a lot of artists will be they are asking questions. How can artists publish music, adopt the blockchain ecosystem? So, like an artist, how can I publish my music or anything on the blockchain network?
Well, to be able to publish anything on a blockchain, you have to start with tokenizing your music. And that means that you need to create a blockchain identity for that music. And we at Septogram, we actually started off with just the music intellectual property itself, because the music industry has always been very top down, and the business it has always been about intellectual properties. So, but that deal has always been done among the labels and the publishers, and really never by the composers or the artists themselves. So we ourselves have a background in the music industry. So we felt that, you know, this deal is something that should be, the composer should be a part of this deal. And we need to decentralize this idea. And this idea came up 2013. So we started organic with having an online sale with 5 intellectual properties that we own for one of the most famous artists here in Sweden. And we sold it on an auction house that's 200 years old. And a platform crashed because it was such a great interest. And then after that, I was like, okay, you know, we had done quite well in our music industry, but still it was very difficult to, you know, survive on music. And so if we needed that, you know, sales, we did believe that a lot of people would also need a sort of function or platform where they could actually reach their fans and get interest and get investment from fans. And then we started to look for what technique can secure that, because it's always about securing the identity of the ownership. And that's where blockchain comes in. And that's the perfect match with intellectual properties and blockchain, because what you do with blockchain is you create a unique identity, and that is called an NFT. And that's the unique identity of actually music, but you can say whatever. You can say tweets, you can say art, you can say sports, whatever. But then again, the challenge was to how do you then, you know, to share that ownership and get royalties shared to that ownership. And that was the challenge. And then we created this DNFTs, which are, we create an identity of a music right, and then we create 1 million shares of that right, and that is then connected to the collecting agencies. And that's where I think Africa has lost out when it comes to intellectual properties, because I understand that the registration of the music intellectual properties is not really working on the African continent. And that is the basic, because you have to own something and then secure that ownership on blockchain. So that's why Africa, before you start, you know, creating blockchain, you have to register your music with a collecting agency so far. Unless there is a new system that I do believe will come, where collection of the royalties is done through blockchain and AI, then it's fine. Then it would be perfect. And then maybe you have to sidestep that. But today's reality is that if you don't register your music, you can never get a cent out of that music. So that's something that we at Septogram help artists with, to secure the ownership with the collecting agencies first. And from there, we create the ownership NFTs and then invite their fans.
That's very interesting and awesome one. You know, a lot of artists, most especially musicians, are looking for how they will be able to create wealth, most especially get returns for the time and everything they have put in place to produce their music. So one of the challenges, you wanted to say something?
No, I was just saying that, yes, because to produce music is very time consuming. And as you see, I'm sitting in the studio, so I really know what I'm talking about. And it's also, it costs a lot. If you don't have your own studio, it costs, you have to rent a studio producer and a lot of, you know, professionals. So what this gives you is that you can actually go out to your fans and say to them, guys, let's do this together. I will, give you guys 10%, fund this new record that I'm going to play. And then when it goes well, we share the income. So you can finance future projects as well. So this is one way, and without giving away the power of your creativity. So someone should say, no, you have to do this sort of music, you have to do it this way or something. Now you have your fans, they've funded you, but you have your freedom, because what you've given away is the right to collect royalties in future. That's all.
So one of the challenges is also, you've really spoken well and you have explained it very well. So one of the challenges is about, to be able to get something out of my hard work in music, I need to protect those intellectual properties. What are some of the steps I need to take in using blockchain to protecting those intellectual rights?
Yeah, so actually, you can't do everything. We do some of it. What we do at Septogram is that if you're an African artist and you want to be on Septogram or have help of Septogram, is that you will contact us. We will connect you and register your music through Septogram. We will be your publisher. But we are a publisher that don't charge anyone for being that. So we connect you with Steam. What Steam demands is that you have a bank account in your country and you can identify yourself, and then you will have to be a member of Steam. And once you're a member of Steam, then we Septogram can register your music with Steam. And Steam is connected to 137 collecting agencies around the globe. So your music, wherever it's played and they collect, they would then send it. But one has to understand, collecting royalties is delayed. So even if you play a song 6 months, the payments can come like half a year afterwards. But this is what they do. That's the service. And that's the basic, even before going to blockchain, because you do have to secure the collection of the royalties, because if not, what's the point owning something if it is not generating any money?
Interesting. What I want to ask now is, you reside in Europe, and you see some of the audience here listening or joining or watching from Africa. Would you compare the adoption of blockchain technology in this industry, the music industry? How would you say, let's start, how would you analyze the adoption in Europe before we come back to Africa?
I think we will see the same development as we saw with the mobile payments in Africa. Because actually mobiles came to Sweden. We have Ericsson in Sweden, so we were quite early with mobiles in this country. But when it came to mobile payments, we were not that early. Africa were way ahead, because Africa didn't have an all infrastructure for telecom. So we really jumped over all the phases and went straight to the newest way you could do things and adopted that very quickly. So I do believe that blockchain, because blockchain will give such a benefit to Africa, for instance, and now we are talking music, but if you look at land ownership, I mean, you have disputes, you have problems. Who owns this land? Who has inherited this land? This is blockchain. Blockchain is also, as you say, secure payments and cheap way of paying money and sending money to each other, which, Africa, we have a lot of people living outside the continent that actually are sending money. And when you send it through MoneyGram, all that is very expensive. So with blockchain, you are taking down the barriers and with payments. So I really do believe when it comes to music, once the African musicians get into this, they will, go way ahead of Europe. But I do think that you need some education on the protection of intellectual properties. And that's actually not only music when it comes to Africa, because we don't see the value of that, but that's the way things are run in this world. Intellectual properties is the game. So Africa, you have to register and trademarks, patents, all these things. you need to protect your ownership, and that's what blockchain would be, a great thing for Africa. And I do believe that once they get on that, they will go very fast.
Explanation there. You've been able to break it down, because this is one of the challenges that we are facing, most especially in Africa. So to see, when it comes to data management and ownership right, and like you rightly said about land, properties, and the rest of them. And we are happy that blockchain is here. In case you're just joining us, it's OKEx Talks, brought to you by OKEx Cryptocurrency Exchange. So today we are talking about blockchain and cryptocurrency in the music industry. So we have our amazing guest, Christina Noah-Strong, who is the founder of Zeptagram. Right about now, we'll go for a very short break. When we return, we'll continue with the show. We'll be right back.
CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency, and FinTech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store, or on our website at cnetv.io. CNETv, objectivity is our watchword.
Back to the show. Welcome back to the show. So it's still OKEx Talk Show, brought to you by OKEx Cryptocurrency Exchange. Today we are talking about blockchain and cryptocurrency in the music industry. So before I continue with the questions I have here for our audience, do remember that you can be able to drop questions. So if you have questions about this particular topic, are there questions you have for our guests? Are there things that you don't really understand that you need to be explained further? Please do well to drop them at the comment section. When we get to that session, when time comes at the course of the show, we'll be able to pick questions, just like the way we do it every time we come here on the show. So let me continue with my questions, and I'll be expecting yours. You've been able to see how the adoption, I asked you about the adoption in Europe. How is the adoption in Africa? You've been in this ecosystem.
Actually, as I said, we have on Zeptagram today. I spoke to South Africa because and this guy, we have one South African. We have actually many from South Africa and Zimbabweans who live in South Africa, and they love this because they do see the potential in that, and because they don't have the protection of their music, because they don't reach out. And also what we do as at Zeptagram, we also help people get their music and to streaming services, as we did for this artist in South Africa. So we are actually publishing his music to Spotify, Apple Music, and all of that. And these things are difficult things for a lot of African artists to do, because maybe they don't have the connections and so. But we do provide that when an artist approaches us, that yes, we can put your songs on the streaming services. Yes, we can register the music on collecting agencies. So yeah, and they get it very quickly and understand that this is something they need to do. But what artists today need to think about is that they are their own product. And since we all are on social media, that's where they have to work, because what is the value of an artist? And that is their fans. So they need to connect with their fans. They need to use their fans and engage with them, because that's the only way they will make money. And that's the only way they always had make money. But the only thing is, today you have tools where they can approach their fans and engage them and make money directly without a lot of middlemen.
Thank you very much. You've been able to explain all these. So you talked about, during the course of your explanations, you talked about Zeptagram. Zeptagram helps artists to do this. Zeptagram. So I want a lot of people will be asking, what is Zeptagram? So what's Zeptagram?
So
And what
Zeptagram,
are some of the ways it's helping artists get on board?
So Zeptagram is a blockchain-based platform for music artists to actually tokenize the music rights, where you can then sell it to your fans or users on the platform. And you sell your right to collect royalties for, you can do it for 1 year, you can do it for the whole span of the intellectual properties. And then combined with that, Zeptagram now has a NFT, pure NFT platform, minting platform. So we see this as an ecosystem where you can, one side, work with the intellectual properties and get funded there through a crowd sale or a crowdfunding. And then secondly, you can then use like merchandise with pictures and actually send even vinyl records through the NFT creation, because you can create that through NFTs. That function is not, because our NFT is still in beta, so we have some functions there. But within a month, you would be able to create an NFT where you sell merchandise and vinyl and records or T-shirts or whatever you want to as an offer for your audience. So we feel we have a great ecosystem with the intellectual properties and the merchandise with those two platforms. So Zeptagram is also we have cryptocurrencies. And we are going to be listed on Bitmarch 15th of October. So Zepta coin is our currency, and that's the currency we're using on the platform. And when it comes to our NFT platform, we are on Telos blockchain and WAX. And when it comes to NFTs today, one of the problems with NFTs is that, for instance, Ethereum, the transaction fees are quite high. So you can sell an item for maybe 350, but the transaction cost can be 300, and that's, it's not a very good profit. So we are very happy that we are on Telos, which is a blockchain that is proof of stake, which means we don't mine that blockchain. So it has more or less non-transaction fees. It's one of the fastest blockchain in this environment. It's called the third generations of blockchain. And it also consumes almost none and CO2 neutral almost. So this is a very clever, intelligent blockchain that we are on. But we will, on the NFT minting platform, have other blockchains, because we are interested in, when you're on Zeptagram, you can choose to work with Ethereum, BSC, Telos, WAX, so you can reach a big audience. But we are still happy that we are working with very smart blockchains that, because you have to be, and especially for Africa, if the transactions fees are too high, it doesn't make people feel like risking $300 before maybe earning 350, So I think that's one of the opportunities that we have as a platform, that we are working on that blockchain that is very favorable for the African market.
Okay, you made mention about having your own token.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of platforms that have their tokens. So what are some of the advantages of having the Zeptagram token? How does it function? Is it what you use to pay the artists? Is it what you use to pay followers? Are there what the followers of such particular artists or the people on your platform gain from Zeptagram?
Yeah, so the payments to the artists when their music is sold is paid out in Zepta coins. And so Zepta coin is the currency that we use on the platform. And Zepta coin is also a platform, a wallet that is going to be on the NFT platform to use as payment. And we are creating a wallet where we can actually ask a music store to use SEPTA coins. So SEPTA coin is a coin that we have an ambition to have within the music industry to use as a currency, because it is a currency.
Okay. When you talk about Zeptagram, you talk about you made mention of the Zeptagram IP rights. So how can Zeptagram IP right owners help create NFT? And what are some of the, when people are hearing music, so how can I create it as NFT? Most people know when you talk about NFT, they think it's only artwork, just drawing and diagrams and all this. So what are some of those things? You can elaborate more.
Yeah. So, and I mean, there's, as I said, we had two platforms. This NFT that everybody's talking about, like OpenSea and all that. That's a minting platform. So the challenge is really not to create an NFT, because it's just to go to the platform and create your NFT, and you have guidance how to do that and what wallets you need and so on. But the challenge that comes when it's music is because music is always connected to intellectual properties. If it's not, then you will ask us, why do someone wants to buy something that is not protected, and how will they collect their money? Unless they buy it, and which I hope African artists don't do, buy the created NFT before it's registered, and then they register that, then they own it forever. So don't sell your music without registering the music first, because if you create an NFT, you can't do that. Because if you have not registered a song, you can always create an NFT on the minting platform with that music and sell it. But then it's sold. And if it's not protected, then someone else can go and register that with a real world system that is still dominant, because that's where we are. It hasn't changed. It will change, but it hasn't changed. So for Septogram main platform, as I said, if you go into that platform, you would just send your music to Septogram, and then we will see, is this music registered or not? If it's not registered, we will ask you to, here you have selections, because we do work with the African collecting agencies as well. So you can be connected with an African agency and still be on Septogram. So you don't have to be on a Swedish, it's just an offer we have. So we have artists from the US, for instance, they are registered with BMI, and then that will go through BMI. So you have collecting agencies around, but I think that's the basic thing. If you think about tokenizing your music, you register your music and then go to the platform, and it's decentralized. You will have guidance how to put your music up, what you need for information to get that music up. And then you send the music, and we check the ownership first to see that, yes, you own that music, because it's coded. Music is also coded even off blockchain with something called ISWC, which is a publishing right. And then you have the RC, which is the master rights, because we do publishing and master rights. And the difference between publishing and master, publishing is about who wrote the song. Master is about who paid for the recording and owned the recording. That's two different things. So when you do a record, you actually have more than two rights, but the main rights you get is the master rights and the publishing rights. So yeah, so they should go to the platform septogram.com, download the apps, and they can only, as publishers, as they are called, because they are publishers, they can only upload the music from the web. It's the app.septogram.com, because the apps don't have that function. And once they send in the music, the process, we get back to them, and that's a process they go through. And then we do the tokenizing, so they don't have to do anything. That's the mother platform. But then again, after you've done that, you maybe want to do your merchandise, and then you go to the NFT platform, where you can mint your pictures and create NFTs with. And this is one of the great things with NFTs as merchandise, is that the artists, music artists today, can start working with video artists. We can work with artists, and the creation of the album and the pictures, and you can spend more time on it because you can actually get paid for it, which has not been the case lately, because the production itself, you're happy if someone's playing your music, not and happy because the payment has been a little bit shaky.
Thank you very much for that wonderful explanation, and it's an amazing platform, I must say. You made mention about some of the agents they could also connect. Maybe towards the end of the show, we'll be able to give you opportunity for you to mention how they could be able to hook up with those agents. There was a term you used so that they will be able to get their artwork or even music published on Zeptagram, also the processes that you take. I love that part. You said that you're going to be helping them to tokenize. They don't need to go through those hassle to get all those things on the blockchain network.
No, that's that's something we do. So it's you don't. And I think the most important thing about this, you as a musician, you don't need to know anything about blockchain. Forget it. Just get on the platform, do your thing, and don't be bothered with it's blockchain or not, because once you start to go through that as a difficult, it becomes a challenge, it becomes a blockage. But it's just this is when you go to Google, you don't think about what sort of system Google is using. You just Google and do it. And this is how, as we say, as one of your Nigerian friends has created a song for Septogram, it says just Septogram it. That's it. Just
I can't wait to listen to that song, Zeptagram.
Marshall.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. A very nice and interesting discussion going on here, blockchain and cryptocurrency in the music industry. So please, our audience, if you have questions, drop them. So very soon we're going to be picking questions from the audience and see how, if they really have questions or anything, we'll be able to ask our dear, amazing guest. So right about now, we go for another short break. When we return, we'll continue with the show. We'll be right back.
Kaka. I'm the founder of InCrypto. I'm a cryptocurrency trader, blockchain consultant, and I'm one of the OKEx partners in Nigeria. I've been using OKEx since 2018. My experience of using OKEx has been fantastic. The platform is safe and secure for traders. The user interface is really clean. There were so many challenges that I was having with other exchanges that are not found in OKEx. OKEx is one of those platforms where you can trade with peace of mind. Take, for example, the trading volume. OKEx trading volume is really legit. Their listing criteria must be really good because you won't find those shit coins, that are just out there to scam you. I would recommend OKEx to other people because of the security of the exchange. OKEx is one of those exchanges that has never been hacked.
Welcome back to the show. It's OKEx Talk Show, brought to you by OKEx Cryptocurrency Exchange. So we're talking about blockchain and cryptocurrency in the music industry. A lot of music, a lot of artists over here are so much interested in this topic. These are questions they have been asking, and here comes the answers. At least we have an amazing guest who has been doing justice to the questions that have been coming from our side. So I know very soon we'll be taking questions from our audience. So audience, if you have not asked your questions, get them ready, because I just will have one more question from my side, then I'll ask from the audience. So does people or artists understand tokenization when it comes to music? So, a lot of when we be talking about tokenizing music and all the rest of them. So do you think they really understand it? And if you think otherwise, maybe you can break it down.
No, I really think that, and as I said before, the blockchain, it gives them headache. It's like it's too complicated, and the cryptocurrencies, and it's just too much. So I think it's very important to really try to, music is something that is a real life thing, and it's actually one of the most easiest thing to show the connections between intellectual properties and blockchain and what it really can do, because music itself is based on intellectual properties, and that's something you really can't see, but this is a security and transparent where you can see it from everywhere. And the music industry has not have this security, so I think they understand the need for it, but the technique, it's not really being used, and it's so new as well. So, but because of COVID, and I've done this for 5 years now, blockchain and music. So of course it's been a challenge to have people understand it. In the beginning they said, why would I like to sell my music? I mean, it's my pride and everything. And I said to them, yes, your pride is your, your intellectual properties, but your pride is not who gets the payment. If you get it now or later, that's not your pride. It's not about that ownership. So it took a while to get this understanding why you should really see a value in intellectual properties. But I think that's gone. But because of COVID-19 and the acceleration of actually we sitting in front of the screen, having live streams and all that, that went, very much faster. So that helped very much. And of course, Bitcoin, you can say whatever you want. It has nothing to do with music, but it did affect this side of the music, because when Bitcoin started to go above 30,000, everybody looked at, God, what is this? We have to look at this. And then they started looking at blockchain in a different way. And then came the NFTs. And now it's like, oh, when can I jump on NFT? Because now you don't. I spoke with an artist in America just yesterday. So do you know NFT? Oh yeah, I know blockchain and NFT. Don't even bother to explain. But before we have to spend 1 hour just explaining that. So yes, the understanding has become much better. And great thanks to NFT. Just that word, NFT. You don't have to know more. It's just NFT.
That's very nice, because I know very recently NFT has been a buzzword. A lot of people are asking questions about NFT. It has really brought people into the ecosystem. So, and also, when they come because of NFT, they tend to understand more about it. It's just like the e-Naira that the Nigerian Central Bank will be launching on the 1st of October. I believe is going to be able to draw people. They're going to launch their CBDC. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
going to draw people into the ecosystem. So when they come for the CBDC, they will also want to learn more about blockchain and
This is so
cryptocurrency.
amazing, because when I had started this, I always predicted that the banks would use blockchain, and looked at me and said like I was crazy. But look, here we are. It's so
Yes.
fantastic. Yeah, but I mean, this is something that will. I mean, as I say, whatever system, because of course the CDBC is a more centralized system, and Bitcoin and all of the others are in a different span. We will see whoever wins that game, but whatever, the future will be blockchain. That we can be sure of.
Okay. Don't you think they can coexist?
It depends how. Depends how.
I know it depends, because a lot of people for now are kind of skeptical about CBDC, whatever that is coming from the government. So they also are careful about it. But we'll see how it unfolds. We hope for the
I mean,
best.
you have a lot of advantage with blockchain, is that it's transparent. You can actually follow everything that happens on the blockchain. So of course, I can understand the fear people can have is that if you have the money that is tracking you everywhere, and then the same people have all your health information, everything about you, of course, that's a lot of power. So I do understand the fear people have about that, because that's a powerful tool. It is.
Okay, let's move to the next segment of this show, the segment to get questions from our audience. So let me check out here to see some of the questions here. Who is this one? He said, Gono. He says, Zeptagram is the way to go for artists. It's just a comment. Let me see this. What do you think should be done? That's Tarin. What do you think should be done in African music industry?
Actually,
Tarin is asking.
I don't have that, but I think Africa should start a collecting agency based on blockchain.
Oh, that's the direct answer to that?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, and that's where Africa will go ahead. Start building a collecting agencies that, and urge the people to put their music on the blockchain and have that track, and then connect. And this is going to happen AI, because at the end of the day, you will be tracking every song, every second is played wherever it's used, because this is the world we are moving towards. And then music will become very valuable. So keep tight with your intellectual properties. Share it, invest in it, have it as a tool to move forward. But that's something that in future will be valuable. Even for the people who buy it now, it may not maybe get something now, but in the long run, we will be able to track every second that music is played. Because the music industry is so funny. You often talk about supply and demand, but this is an industry where the demand is just huge, and the people who supply are poor. That's strange. It's not even matters. It doesn't make sense. But this is all due to you cannot track the music where it's used, and it's not paid for when it's used in a proper way. And that's something that's going to be changed. And once that is changed, this will be a very, very positive and valuable industry. Even more valuable.
Thank you very much. Another question here is from Waid. He said, do you think African music industry will adopt blockchain?
I'm sure they will. We are there. I'm in Africa. I work with Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and South Africa. So yes, we are in Africa. But I would love to have more Africans on the platform. So welcome. Just go up and septagram.com, sign up, address us, and we will try to work with you guys.
Okay, Tarin is asking, what's your view about the record labels in the music industry without blockchain?
I mean, that's the old school, because the music industry and the labels, they have knowledge. One should never underestimate the knowledge, because moving forward, you will still have to have knowledge with you. But I do believe that they themselves, they will have to use blockchain. They will have to address the fans, because if you have a new artist, I do believe the future promotions is that when you release a song, you will say, okay, fans, 5% is going for you guys, and then come to the concerts, buy the merchandise and that. But the fans, future fans, will not stand aside and just, applaud and get nothing. But they will also ask, as all modern people are, what's in it for me? And so I don't believe they can escape that.
Okay, thank you very much. You've been able to answer those questions. That's all we can take from them. I don't know if they keep sending in questions. If time permits, we'll be able to take them. For now, I have one more question, just last question from me. How do you work with content creators or artists?
I mean, it's so different. For today, for instance, it depends what sort of artist that we were working with. So many ways. One artist we're working with NFTs. He's a established artist. And then we will start with the NFTs, because he has the interest to do that for his fans. We had an artist from South Africa that we've been working with, and but he needs help with publishing, sending the music to streaming services. He needs help with sending the music to maybe this radio portal in Sweden. So we are a publisher in a way. But it depends.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Thank you very much.
I want to just say one thing. In Septogram, the ecosystem we've built, one has to understand is this is music, but this is suitable for football. Africa has a lot of football players. You can tokenize them and actually trade them on that platform in exactly the same way as you do with music intellectual properties.
Oh, that's a very good one. This is my first time of hearing this. That's amazing. You are doing amazing things.
We have a great ecosystem. We do have.
Yes, that's very nice. So I just want to we are drawing the curtain. What's your closing remark? How do you see the future?
I think blockchain will give Africa hope, opportunities, and actually there's just transparency and trust that make a lot of businesses very difficult in Africa. Because I love Africa. I've tried to do a lot of things there, but it's always the systems of payments and to create this chain of trust that's been a problem. So I think a lot of people feel that way. So I think blockchain will remove all those obstacles, and Africa will move towards a very bright future. This is what I believe. But I urge you to go to and try to invest in Septogram as well at Bitmark the 15th of October when we are actually listing our coin, Septa coin.
Okay. As I made mention that before we end the show, will be how can one connect to you and Zeptagram so you can share with our audience?
Zeptagram.com, that's our homepage. You will have emails to us. You will have access to the apps. You will have the web applications and the NFT platform as well. So please visit our homepage.
Yeah, visit the homepage. That's
to contact us, because we really love to help, and this is this is a passion as well. It's a business for us, but it started off as a passion because I felt it was so unfair, the system that we had in the music industry. So I'm very happy to see musicians be able to really live on what they are doing, because I know it's a discipline that takes a lot of time to really get, and they deserve to be rewarded for that.
Okay, nice one from you. This is OKEx Talk Show, brought to you by OKEx Cryptocurrency Exchange. So today we really dissected the topic, blockchain and cryptocurrency in the music industry, with our amazing guest, Christina Lowenstrom, who is the founder of Zeptagram. Thank you, Christina, for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I know you're a very busy person, and I wish you well with the ICOs and your platform.
Maybe
Thank
we should
you
list
and
on
all
your
this.
exchange.
What did you say?
Maybe we should list on your exchange.
I don't have exchange. Yeah, this is okay. So maybe you can reach out to them. I know they have their direct contacts. So maybe you can reach out to the OKEx team lead. I know he will explain further about the processes. Very nice and interesting discussion we've really had today. So do well, our audience. You can follow OKEx on their social media for Twitter and Telegram. Follow them at OKEx Africa. Thank you very much. We'll be looking forward to next week with another amazing topic and guest. Thank you very much. I remain your anchor, Lee Uchamon here. We'll be coming your way next week. Thank you, our audience. Thank you, and bye for now.
Thank you.